Today I came to the DCI Yala to give a detailed narrative of what transpired on 8th in South Game, especially at Kambare, and I've given a very detailed account of what happened from the beginning to the end. And I've also given a very detailed account of the 8 vehicles that were damaged. One was burnt and one had an accident to be written off. I've also given an account of around 7 people sustained injuries, those who are still in the hospital. And also given an account on the extent of the violence that was so intense in Kambare, which was seen everywhere. And we have, this one is, I think, must be an information that will give the police a lot of challenges that in future, if such election was take place, how do we mitigate this violence? And how do people who are injured would get justice? And how do people who lost properties also would get justice? So I'm going to give a further statement, giving now, because I've done 6 pages today, I'll give a further statement going blow by blow and account by account on each vehicle, how it was damaged, to the extent that it was damaged, and injury, and where it was reported, and P3, and all those things, and to what extent did the violence in Kambare bring in voter suppression, scaring of voters, and the role of presiding officer there, the role of IBC, what happened, and this did not Kambare, there was violence, but there were other intimidations and the scaring of voter mobilizers in different areas. I've mentioned 8 stations out of the 41, so that this thing must be well investigated. And I thank the cooperation of the police, because that day I called the OCS who responded. I called the county commander who came to the ground personally, and all of them witnessed what was happening. And I also thank the DCI who has taken now measures to go to the bottom of the matter and find out what happened. We cannot just ignore things and leave them like that, because there must be justice on both sides. And I call upon the area member of parliament, Elisho Diambu, who also said he was in Kambare, to come and record a statement. The candidates must also record a statement, Brian must record a statement, and anybody who was involved here and there must also record a statement, so that we see the investigation now will filter out who were the people who caused those damages and caused injuries to innocent people. The statement I came to record is a criminal investigation on the perpetrators of the violence in Kambare. But we are filing a petition to challenge the declaration of the results in South Game on various grounds. That one we are going to. So that's why we have not, our team has not congratulated the candidates. Although Brian called me today and we talked about peace in South Game. Yeah, and I told him that we have to look for elders. We sit down as South Game people and discuss this, because Brian's home from my home is a walking distance. We have had a long history of family friendship. Brian's father was a very good friend of my father, and we have had a lot of relationship. The sister stays with us in the village, so we don't need to set a village against a village. It is time we sit down as elders and we restore peace, so that in future, when there is election in Southgate, people can compete peacefully. You win, and the winner congratulates you. Yeah, because Kambare and where I come from is not far. And that is also where all of us went to primary school there. I went to school there. So it's a places we know. So we don't need shedding of blood and destroying of properties because of election in a village where people come from. It's not ideal. It's not noble at all.
Polycarp. Once again, I just want people of South Game to be calm. Mutulie, because you can't steal a victory. You can just postpone a victory, but you can't steal it. Yes, there's hope, because there are legal ways to address such issues through the courts, and we would also love to have information from IBC about the kit, how it all rose once and had the highest turnout in a by-election like this. We can say this violence was engineered by my opponent, because that is their home turf, so that people could not vote. And then all this happened, and they had the highest turnout. We are yet to understand that, and the commission will have to explain how this inspired. I know I have my supporters out there. Please be calm. I'll communicate with you in due course. We are not going to relent on violence. We don't allow violence. We condemn it by the highest order, and we can't let it go because there were injuries. You know, you can't tell someone not to move because there is an election going on. There's freedom of movement everywhere. We are still following this, and I know the police will also assist us as much as they can, and bring these people who broke the violence or started the violence in this polling station. This is the only polling station in the whole elections that had the highest turnout after the violence. I don't understand how this connects, because the violence made a lot of people vote. A lot of my agents, I have one who just called me today that she went away for her life because her life was in danger. She was being threatened. Some were even taken away from their homes. They are told that if they don't support the other candidate, they won't be allowed to stay in game. So I don't take this lightly, because my supporters didn't vote in this area. We are yet to check on the Kims and to check on the ballot, and we would like to have a clarification about what inspired immediately after the incident, because there was an anonymous turnout in Kambare as a polling station.
So my name is Reverend Kenneth Wachianga. I'm the director of Amani Village of Hope. I just want to appeal to our leaders that it is a high time that we really need to behave like leaders. Whatever took place in South Game during the elections of the MCA seat was not the best. We have had several elections in Game here, and there is no any single day we have witnessed such a violence. I want to make a very humble appeal that all those people who participated in that violence be brought in books, because we saw the police were very busy there, and as much as they were there on the ground, they really need to tell the public the whole truth on what exactly happened, because we saw some people were throwing stones at each other. There were goons that were brought all the way from Kisumu. We want to know who exactly brought these goons, and even we want to know the people who were chasing the MCA elect from Kambare up to Luanda police station. We want to know that who are these that got involved in the whole process. I know and appreciate what Mama Aida said just the other day, that it is a high time that the leaders need to behave as grown-ups. Whatever she said was right, but I also want to appeal to our leaders that it is a high time that respect has to prevail, because one thing we know is that the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has done a lot in this country, and with his age, it is not good when we involve him in such issues. And especially what we know also is that Mama talked when she was so much disappointed because she didn't expect that the name of Honorable Raila would be mentioned. But as much as she also raised her concern, she need to know that she's also a mother. And as a mother, the best forum she could have used was to call the MC-elect, and then they talk on a round table to get exactly what he had in mind on why he had to use such a language. I also want to appeal to the people of South Game that elections are things that do come and go. And being that now elections have come and gone, we know that there are people who are still in hospital bed and injured. I want to appeal to Honorable Brian to try and take charge to see that all is well with all those people who are injured.
Mi kwa jina naitwa Paul Otieno Uma. Jina ile najulikana nayo hapa ni Paul ama Mbuyu. Mi ni mkazi wa Kambare, South Game. Juzi tumekuwa na uchaguzi. Uchaguzi ilikuwa inaendelea sawa kutoka asubuhi. But kufika kitu saa 4 hivi saa 5 kuna watu walituvamia. Hao watu tena walikuja. Hao maguns wakaenda mpaka boma ya kina Brian ama Otuo Mpolo. Tukajaribu kuwafuata huko tena, walienda wakapata tu baba ya Brian peke yake kwa boma. So vile tuliwafuata, waliingilia nyuma ya shule, wakakata fence, wakaingia polling station. Hapo sasa ndio tuliamua kura ya huyu kijana yetu haiwezi enda mbali. Juu walikuwa na nia ya kuzuia kura ya Brian hapo polling station ya Kambare kwa sababu walijua hapo ndio stronghold ya Brian.
Okay, jina langu mimi naitwa Neli. Mimi ni mkaaji wa hapa Kambare. Yenye ilitokea kwa kura muliona, tulivamiwa na watu yenye hatujui na waka disorganize hapo pale kwa voting center. Ili wetu walianza kukimbia kwa sababu moja wetu wa kijana wetu alidungwa na kisu na hao watu wakaanza kumpiga. Sasa hata sisi wa mama, vile mimi ni mama, nikiona mtoto yangu ashadungwa na kisu, nifanye nini? Ndio hiyo mafurugo ilianza. Tukaanza sasa, sisi hatuna chochote, wako na kisu, wako na rungu. Sasa mawe ndio tulianza nayo ili tuwasaidie vijana wetu. Watoto wangu 6 walidungwa, 5 walikatwa na panga, 1 akadungwa na kisu. Na hiyo ndio ilileta matatizo. Otherwise, kura ilikuwa mzuri na tulianza na uzuri mpaka hao watu yenye hatujui waliingia kwa polling station.
Waliniharakisha nikiangalia chenye hii ponjoro ni huko. Hello. Wanashirikisha alafu watu waje wanadhibiti nyuma watu waje kwa hawa. One day